Hi guys, here we are with episode 7 of season 2 of Mamemeister's High Score Kerfuffle. And last week's game was Shaolin's Road, released in 1985 by Konami. This was a choice from Colin, and initially didn't garner much favour over on the Discord, but I'd say this game was a bit of a grower, and by the end of the week I think most people were enjoying it. As I played the game more, I gradually got used to the levels and enemy patterns, and really got into it. This game was also known as Kicker in some regions, and although a generic title, it's also a pretty accurate one. You have 2 attacks in the game, a standing kick or a jumping kick. Personally, I ignored the standing kick and universally used the jumping kick, as this scores 500 rather than 200 points for dispatching an enemy. There are also power-ups available, but if you use the only jumping kick strategy, then it's nearly impossible to get those, so I just ignored them. I found that if you press both jump and kick simultaneously, then you consistently do a jumping kick, and I used this to keep the game simple, and focused on clearing each level, trying not to lose any lives. There are 2 rounds on each level, with the second featuring a boss. Making a mess of these was generally the main way I lost lives. My strategy was usually to get a short distance away from the boss and meet them in mid-air with a jumping kick. Getting the spacing and movement right, and the bosses always jump at you, which you can repeat until they're dispatched. The issue comes when the other enemies get in your way. There are 5 levels of this, and then the game loops, adding birds that drop things that can knock you off, and flying kicks from the enemies that fall between the stages. So overall, I think this was a pretty good choice from Colin, and the competition over on the Discord worked well, with the lead changing hands multiple times. Let's see how things have finished up. This week, we've had another good number of submissions, 18 in total, and a new submission from Moxie Channel, who has a number of arcade-related videos over on his YouTube channel. Once again, the standard has been pretty high, with a score of 200,000 required just to break into the top 10. One of the challenges with this game is that a score like that takes about 10 minutes, higher ones proportionally longer, so grinding out a good score requires a pretty decent time investment. Colin Jones, who set this game, put in an early benchmark in the 200,000 range and was hoping to finish in the top 5. He's just missed out on that aim, as ended up in 6th with 380,000. For a while, Mark Hendricks was leading the pack, with his score of 480,000. You can see that over on his YouTube channel, and he really moved the bar. I never expected to be able to match that score, but as I began to get a feel for the game, I could gradually do 200,000, and I managed to get one excellent game in, where everything came together, finishing on 570,000 and have finished second. Our current overall leader, Andrew Lowe, has been dominant this season, but here's a game that he's finally been beaten. He was unable to match my score and finishes 3rd. I was hoping my score might be good enough for the win this week, but with the hugely impressive performance, it's 10 Shearers taking the win with a massive 650,000. This is the first win for 10 Shearers, and well deserved. He's had many good submissions this season, so well done to him. Let's see how this has changed the overall ranking. There's been a few changes in the leaderboard this week after Shaolin's Road. 4th place for Mark has moved him up 4 places into 9th. Colin Jones is up 3 places into 8th. My 2nd place this week has moved me up 2 places into 4th, pushing Ian and Robert down a place each. Up in the top 3, we've got another swap between 10 Shearers and Panther UK, with 10 Shearers retaking 2nd place with that win for Shaolin's Road. But in 1st place, there's no change. Andrew Lowe continuing to lead the field, but we've seen that he is human and he can be beaten. Let's see if normality resumes this week with this week's game. This time it's back to a choice from me. I've been thinking about the different styles of game we've had, and something we've not had yet is an example of a falling block puzzle game. Once Tetris became popular, these games were all over the place, with various twists on the genre. I've chosen one of my favourites, and something I have very fond memories of. It was one of the first games I got with my Sega Mega Drive. It is the excellent Columns, released by Sega in 1989. My first console was a Mega Drive 2, which came bundled with Sonic 2 and Mega Games 1, a bundle which included Columns. Of the 3 games on that cart, Columns was my favourite, with Super Hang-On and Italia 90 being the other 2. I love the gameplay, the sound effects, the music, all have so much nostalgia for me, and the Mega Drive version I believe is pretty close to the arcade, which until now I hadn't played. The aim of the game is simple. Line 3 blocks up of the same colour, either horizontally, vertically or diagonally, which clears them, and then the other blocks drop down, opening up the potential for combos. Keep doing this for as long as possible before you run out of space, and then the game ends. Blocks drop faster and faster the longer you play, increasing the challenge. So unlike some of the others we've had, here's a game I expect I have more nostalgia for than most of you, but I hope you still enjoy playing and we get some good competition going on the Discord. As always, scores are best submitted over on the Mamemeister Discord, but also in the comments here, on my Instagram, or on Alan's Facebook post. Those are fine too. The deadline is Monday at midnight, and I'll be back on Tuesday with the results. See you then.